How confident are you in the other receivers with Tariq going down?
I'm real confident in those guys. A lot of those guys had a great fall camp, and just really credits to the room, the coaches around there. I think Nico Collins is a good asset. Oliver Martin, and even some of the freshmen that came in.
A lot of people are hyping up Nico Collins quite a bit. Have any other receivers stepped up in Tariq's absence?
I mean, all of them. I mean, we still have Donovan, we still have all the other guys. So, I mean, I'm not really worried. It's just a unfortunate situation for him.
Where have you seen Donovan improve this camp?
He's just, like I said, taking more pride in the game, doing the little things, and just things that you kind of get a hold of as you get older.
We've seen from Ronnie Bell. We've heard some pretty good things about him.
He's really athletic, and he cares, tries to get better, stays after practice. Helps me with things, I help him with things. So he's a really good player.
David, what was your guys' initial impression when Shea got here, and what do you notice about him in terms of just Harbaugh was saying his focus really stands out. What about Shea just kind of grabs you?
I mean, he's a vocal guy, a vocal leader, and he takes initiative just to be better. When I'm working on things after practice, he'll come and help me. I'll help him with things, and he just does the little things.
Do you notice any difference in kind of like the continuity between the offensive line and the quarterback through camp this year?
Not really. I mean, as a whole, the offense has gotten better. With all the quarterbacks, all the communication. So it's once again just a credit to the coaches and the way they've gone about things this camp and during the spring.
Because every year is a new year. What would you say is the scouting report on your defense, if you were to describe it to somebody, and who stands out to you at Notre Dame as you watch more film that you have to be prepared for?
I mean, they're a good team just in general. And then as far as just the defense, we're just going to bring the same mentality that we brought in the last year, run to the ball and playing physical.
What kind of challenge does Boykin and Claypool pose as far as receivers go?
They're bigger bodies. They both have big playability down the field. And so, you just got to keep focused and give them their respect and go into the game, work your technique, and everything will play out.
As far as dealing with bigger bodies and everything, what do you do to kind of work against that?
I mean, just play ball, trusting your technique. Whether it's a big or small receiver, you gotta go about it the same. I guess there's little disadvantages, I guess people say, but as long as you trust in what you got to do and work hard during the week, everything will take care of itself.
Don Brown says you guys, as a unit, are faster this year. Do you feel that?
Definitely. We got a year under our belt. Everybody's playing, so we just kind of have a really good feel for each other as far as communication and knowing where everybody is. So we're definitely flying around faster.
How would you assess the freshman cornerbacks?
They're doing really well. All of them are doing really well. It's just a matter of just getting that experience and just getting familiar with things. But as far as from a talent standpoint, they come in with a lot of tools and a lot of things, that you can really work with.
What did you try to get better at this offseason?
I mean, honestly, just everything. Just trying to keep piling on, stacking the small wins, everything. So whether it's my down the field, line of scrimmage, tackling, being physical, being more locked in, everything, I just kind of work something different every day.
Coach Zordich seems like a pretty blunt guy when he's assessing you. Do you like that approach?
Yeah, that way you know what you got to fix, and you just take it like a grain of salt and get better.
Dave, when you look around, I mean, last year secondary was kind of a question. I feel like going into the season this year, you guys are being viewed as a strength, especially you and LeVert. What changed with the secondary? I mean, you guys proved yourself last year, but I guess kind of what changed now that you're a focal point rather than maybe being viewed as something that needed to improve?
From a defensive back standpoint, nothing. We're going to the season the same way, working the same way, and we're rubbing off of each other the same way we were last year. So, I mean, mainly just the outside, I guess, perspective of us have changed. But as far as the inside stuff, we're still doing the same things.
At what point last year did you guys realize, I mean, you had like the number one passing defense in the country. At what point did you guys realize last year that the secondary was actually pretty good?
I mean, honestly, it was really probably after the season. Coach Z was really hard on us every week trying to fix all our mistakes from the previous week and just keep building on. So, we're kind of just in the foxhole and not really looking up at the achievements and stuff. So afterwards, it was kind of cool to see all the stuff afterwards. But as far as the season, we were just trying to win the week.
Do you have different expectations for this defense? I mean, Devin Bush said that you only get the shot once, guys leave early.
Definitely, it's a different type of mindset, because like you said, guys leave, And, this team will never be assembled in the way that it is this year, ever again for the most part. You got guys leaving, fifth-year guys. Some guys could potentially leave. So, you got to really lock in and take advantage of the opportunity.
Is Coach Zordich as blunt with you guys as he is with us?
Definitely.
Yeah. How would you explain him as a coach? How would you sum him up to someone saying
It's just tough love. He wants the best for us, and he knows what we're capable of. So he's really good at pushing us and getting us, to take advantage of those opportunities.
And that works for you, tough love?
Definitely. I've had coaches like that since high school. Be real with me and just let me know what I need to fix, so that way I can go about it as such.
What is some of the, maybe not here, just in general throughout your career, what is some of the most honest criticism that you've received, and how did you react to it? How did you kind of fix it?
Just take initiative. You gotta grab the opportunity. It's not enough just to be there and be around it. You gotta grab it and take initiative and do what you're capable of doing.
But was there any time in your career where a coach said, "Hey, David, I need you to do this," and was pretty upfront about it, other than Zordich?
Not for the most part. That's kind of been one of the first times that someone would say we need to come pick it up. In high school, I had that a little bit, but it was a little bit different.
You and LeVert often seem to get a lot of the pub, but what does Brandon Watson bring to the table?
A lot of experience, and he's a guy that just does things right.
How does Tyree impress you as a leader?
He's not necessarily a very vocal guy, but he just, like I said, he does things right, and he communicates well on the field, and I just have a really good feel for him as far as knowing the calls that he wants and things that he likes.
And then how, bringing everybody back seems like a strength on paper. How do you make sure that is a strength? Guys don't get set in their roles or get, feel like they're in good shape already when maybe they could be better.
Coach Brown does a good job of that. Of, just reminded us to, treat it like the previous year. Come in, with a blank sheet, and we try and build off of that. It's an opportunity, but if you don't do anything with it, it's just as good as anything else. So, we know we have that as I guess, kind of an asset, but we have to utilize it and build off of that.
It's you, Tyree, and is it Josh, roommates? I remember Tyree's Tyree.
Oh no, it's me, LeVert, and Tyree.
That's right. Can you describe their relationship? Because obviously, you guys being part of the same position group, but living together. How long have you guys lived together, and how have you guys kind of just learned about each other through living together?
We've lived together since probably the end of spring ball. So, and it's been a really good situation. We kind of break down film together. Even just for watching NFL games, we can look at things and kind of spot things out and just kind of maybe go through calls and adjustments. Maybe if there's a play during practice that we really didn't understand, we can talk about it there. So it kind of just extends the football talk from the facility to, home and coming in and leaving out. So it's kind of a 24-hour thing now.
What did you learn about those guys that wasn't football related? You learn anything about them personality wise?
No, I've been around LeVert since I got here, and it's kind of same thing with Tyree. I've been around them a lot since I've been here, so we're pretty close.
Tyree was committed, and kind of made note he was committed throughout that 2014 season through the coaching changes. it's pretty evident, to us, his love for Michigan. I guess, how do you see that manifest in how he plays or how he approaches practices?
It's he's a guy he's a grinder. He gets out there every day, whether he's banged up, and his mentality is kind of the same. His mentality is the same. Every day comes out to practice, works hard, and regardless of the situation, it's a roller coaster playing football, but he comes every day to work.
How's Nico better now compared to when you faced him last spring?
He's more mature, and he just understands himself more as a player, his body build and the things that he can do and the advantages that he has. And the coaches, Coach Roundtree, and all the other offensive coaches have done a really good job of, sharpening his tools and the things that he has.
What are some of the things that Tariq does well that makes him hard to target?
He's a big body. He does a really good job high pointing the ball, and he's a physical guy. He's a big body. So that's you can't really teach size, and he does a really good job of utilizing his size.
Do you see that Nico is kind of a similar style of receiver, that sort of thing?
To who?
To Tariq.
Yeah. They're all kind of similar between him, Donovan, and Tariq, but they just have their own little difference. They're small differences, and they're subtle, but they're all good receivers.
You have a lot of guys back this year. In what ways does this feel like a much more experienced team? Is it very noticeable when you guys practice?
Definitely.
Experience level?
Definitely. We've all been through this. Some of us, this is our third camp under Harbaugh. So, just in general, we're really experienced, and we just know what to expect. So at this point, it's just a matter of just doing the right thing. So, there's really no surprises. We just got to do the right thing. We've been on the roller coaster. We've been up and down. So we just got to take advantage of this opportunity.
Has the camp been different in any of his previous camps?
No, all the same.
And I imagine, did you guys talk much about the Big Ten title drought? How long it's been since Michigan won it?
We're reminded.
David, in terms of wide receiver, I mean, like we've mentioned, Nico's gotten a lot of attention too. But I mean, we've heard about a couple other guys, Oliver Martin, Nate Schonley. Any updates on those guys?
Those guys are really good players, and those are also guys that help me a lot after practice, and they take a lot of initiative to do the small things and do extra. So those guys are really good.
If you were to just kind of take yourself outside the team, you're looking at Michigan's wide receiver core. What comes to mind?
Versatile. We have a lot of tools. A lot of ability, and just guys waiting to get put in the right spot.
Appreciate it, David. Thank you.
No problem.